Welcome back to West Texas View.
Well, silly me, I thought we were through, and we've still got another segment to go. And I'm so glad, because there's so many more things I want Gayla and Bobby to talk to us about for the Convention and Visitors Bureau. And one of the questions, we were talking about the difference between conventions and conferences and training. Now, training might be just a 1 or 2 day event.
Correct.
Conferences might be a 1 or 2 day event, but usually conventions are 3 to 4 days.
That's right. That's right.
And so it doesn't matter which is which, you just want them all.
We want them all.
Now
we want them all.
You have said 2 or 3 times, my team will go.
Yes.
Who is your team?
Well, we're blessed to have an amazing team. We have 5 individuals that work with me at the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and Bobby oversees us all, and Bobby travels with us as well. And we have assignments for each one. We have a sporting manager, we have a convention and sales manager, we have a tourism manager, we have a servicing manager. And the beauty of it is we're all cross-trained. So any of us can pick up and go at a moment's notice. And we do get moments notice where we found out we have an opportunity to bid on this convention in 2 weeks. Something has fallen through. Well, we pick up and we go. And it takes all of us. They're a great group, and we produce a lot. In fact, last year in Midland, our fiscal year, we brought in over 136,616 visitors to Midland, and that's the associations, that's the sporting.
Okay, 138 million.
136,616.
136,000 spent 128 million.
28 million is what they spent.
28 million. So you can see
Yes,
what a
the
difference
significance.
that
And that's just what we touched. Now, we also offer the benefit if this business has already been secured by some family reunion, a wedding. Well, we'll customize. Even though we didn't secure the room rates and do this, we still step in. The hoteliers will contact us, or someone will say, oh, you need to get hold of the CVB. They offer all these incentives for you. We'll customize maps. We still work with them, because our job is to work with anyone that's staying in hotels in Midland. So we've got the beauty of 2 different ways of working.
And one of the neat things, and again, I'm preaching to the people that might be involved in the influence to bring a convention or a conference or a training to this area, is when they contact you and you get it all planned out, one of the things you do is to send a little gift to the hotel, to the person that's either the speaker or something like that.
We customize for each event.
The things they do are remarkable. Everything from name tags to gifts to whatever it takes to make Midland look good.
To little gift bags.
To make sure they know Midland appreciates them being here, and then gets them around the town, gives them directions, gives them opportunity, and we want them to spend their money right here.
One of the things that you did so nicely, we had a reunion of the WASP, which is the World War II first military women's Air Force pilots, and they wanted to come to the Midland, Odessa area, and most of them were flying in and out of there, but the convention was actually at Sweetwater, because that's where they were trained, and they wanted to come back to the old facilities. But y'all worked so closely with this small group of women. It was only 33 people, but you got a small bus and took them around everywhere and gave them a tour of the city and took them to places that they wanted to see. They sent you a list of things they wanted to see. And I remember these women in their 80s and 70s and 80s were tough as boots to, have defied the whole world to become Air Force pilots in 1944. And they loved being here.
So glad.
That's
the things we love to hear, is the testimonies of once we feel like we can show them true hospitality, and it's amazing because then they want to come back, and that's our whole goal. We want them returning over and over and over.
But Bobby, getting back to here, you're the head of the whole umbrella organization, but the Convention and Visitors Bureau couldn't do what it does as well if these other entities under you were not working to provide these facilities, because if they didn't have the hotels, if they didn't have the Midland centers and the
sports facility,
all
yes.
of these wonderful things.
Yeah, I think it goes back to the quality of place issue, quality of life issue. We really want to make sure our parks are well cared for and well, so that these teams want to come in and be a part of what we're doing. You know, Grande's the stadium, and we want the facilities so people choose to come to Midland. The payoff on them is very, very, very strong, and it's good for hotels, restaurants, car dealers, people that sell gas. The list goes on and on. So it's just a part of making the economy stronger, but it always still amazes me how important visitors are. It's a big deal.
And another thing, though, that is important is even if they don't ever expect to be back here again, often it brings them back.
It does.
For some reason. Either, let's think about having our next convention there or whatever. I was in Leadership, Texas in the 90s, and Midland, Odessa had never had a group of Leadership, Texas visit this community. And so we, after our class was over at the end of that year, we said, you know, why do we go to El Paso and Austin and Dallas and Houston, but we don't ever come to Midland, Odessa? And so the next year we came to Midland, Odessa.
I think it's important for us to realize that we do live out in West Texas. In a lot of ways, all of us in West Texas are out here kind of alone, and to some degree we live in a bubble out here, and it's not something that Dallas and Fort Worth wants to come out here. We've got to do some things to really attract them and to bring them. So we know it's a great place to live, but I swear the people in Dallas and Houston think it's a long way off.
And
we have to work to get them.
Yeah, they also think, why would we go there?
They do.
And you've got the story to tell them why
we
go
do.
there. You know, I always laugh when somebody says that. I said, I'll tell them things that, like the Globe Theater in Odessa and the Midland Community Theater here, and all of the wonderful things that we've got, and they'll say, gosh, I didn't know that was out there. That was just amazing. Well, okay, you've got just a few seconds. Tell us anything else that you need to tell us about the Midland Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Well, just continually, if anyone out there is involved with any association, has a wedding, has a family reunion, the Midland Convention and Visitors Bureau is here to assist them in any way, shape, or form that's needed. If you're involved in something, if you care to become involved in, we also, refer. Oh, you're interested in this kind of association? We need to get you involved because we host them. So there's just remember, Midland's a great quality
and even
place.
things like bus tours.
We do
send
that.
out volunteers to welcome
we do.
them. We're going to have to finish this show today. We'll be back next Sunday with the third in our series of 3 about the Midland Chamber of Commerce, and we're going to be talking about the Midland Center. See you then.
Thanks for joining us for News West 9's West Texas View with Johnny Lou Avery. This has been a public affairs presentation of KWAB TV and KWES TV.